Fernanda Carnes. I'm going to present to you our M&A process and uh, Mr. Raphael and Mr. Lovejoy. So here it goes. We're going to talk about the definition of the M&A due diligence and the previous findings related to the process of the M&A. And we're going to talk about the future tasks and the strategies of the action and acquisition plan. So,
Hello, my name is David Kovad and I'm a member of Josipho and Partners of the merger and acquisition team. And today I will briefly talk about due diligence process in merger and acquisition. First of all, I would like to address due diligence process in general. Well, it's a process that is so-called investigation, whether you want to proceed with the further actions in the merger and acquisition process or not. And what role does it play in merger and acquisitions? Basically, with the due diligence process, you can say whether that company has some problems, either financials or with the property, and whether you want to continue in acquisition. What is the scope of due diligence process? Well, there are currently 9 different parts of the due diligence process, ranging from finances to property, but with the shortage of time, I will only mention the most important ones. So let's start with property due diligence. In that process, you will find out whether the property has any mortgage on it and who's the creditor. With financial audit and financial due diligence, you will see whether the company has been in green numbers or in the red numbers for previous years. And lastly, how long does this process take? Well, it's the process that involves seller as well, so it mostly comes down to his willingness to cooperate and participate in the due diligence process. So let's say the mean average is 1 year or less, but there have been some cases when the due diligence process lasted for like 3 years. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Francesca Minetto, and I'm a member of the merger and acquisition team of Josipho and Partners. Today, I will discuss the risk associated with the merger and acquisitions process. First, I will explain some key terms. Risk equals probability multiplied per consequence. Probability is the likelihood of a hazard to occur, and the consequence is the outcome of the hazard and how serious will it be for the company. The risk assessment process is a process of us identifying and estimating the risks. The risk management is a process where we will deal with the risk and we will try to control them by implementing a monitoring area in order to process them. There are some key risk indicators and some fields where this risk needs to be found. So, for example, the geographic locations, we need to assess if a jurisdiction is likely to have a high corruption rate or if there is a high rate of bank secrecy. Second, we'll need to look at the industry and see the possible competitors for the Baumann Group. Third, we will analyze the background and identity of the targeted company, understanding if its board management team is a strong team and how are the consumers dealing with it. Then there is a connection with government officials or entities. It is really important to assess that the acquired company has no connection at all with any type of corruption in the jurisdiction, and that there is no connection to governmental officials, which will lead to a judicial process. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Michaela Jakub. I'm going to present you the past findings by MNSP. The report provides an overview of the sector of industry in the context of which Belmont Ltd operates, both geographically and economically. We have noticed that the company is targeting to invest more in this sector by upholding the values and strategies that allow them to grow until now. Our research was done in order to examine the major competitors in each of the sectors that Belmont functions. Moreover, our company examined the previous and potential competitive issues of Belmont. Josipho and Partners also provided a memorandum on the corporate cultures of Belmont. The main focus of the document was to identify the targeted company and to give insight on the possible risks in case Belmont decides to choose the option for M&A transaction. The most detailed work for Joseph and Partners is the last document that provides a detailed research of the national laws. The focus was on 4 legal fields: company law, tax law, intellectual property law, and property law in 5 different countries: the Netherlands, UK, Germany, Hungary, and Israel. Thank you.
My name is Kazako Gabriela, and I'm also a partner at the Josifova Partners. And I would like to stress the question about the free possibilities for the Belmont Ltd to purchase the companies. And there are 3 opportunities to do so. The first one is to purchase the assets owned by Carman Real Estate Ltd. The second one is to purchase via a share transfer of Carman Real Estate Ltd. And the last one is purchase via share transfer of Max Holding BV and Max 2 BV. Me and my partner would like to discuss the first option, which is the purchase of the assets owned by Carman Real Estate Ltd. We would like to stress in this part the advantages and the disadvantages of this opportunity. The first advantage is that if the Belmont Ltd company buys the assets, full assets of the Carman Real Estate, this means that they will have assets not only in Israel but also in Hungary, Germany, and UK. And this will give them the possibility to future development in other countries such as Hungary, Germany, and UK. Another advantage of this option is full control of the assets, which means that Belmont Ltd will have the possibility to manage their assets as they wish. And the last advantages is that the possibility of buying the full package of assets will be in conformity with the strategy of Belmont Ltd, which provides that they have to have the full ownership of all hotel assets.
Hello, my name is Irina Fala, and I will continue the part started by Gabriela Kazako, and I will talk about the disadvantages of buying Carman Estate, all the assets owned by Carman Estate. First of all, this is going to be a big investment all at once, so Belmont will have to pay at least 115 million euros all at once to purchase all the assets, and that does not involve any further expenses that we might not have knowledge of at this time. The second disadvantage is that there might be further issues in Germany, UK, and Hungary regarding property law and also tax laws, which will involve further expenses that we have not prepared for, and this will mean, again, some other expenses on behalf of Belmont. The third disadvantage is further investments in the real estate in Germany, UK, and Hungary, which means that at this time we do not even know exactly in what stage at what stage of development are the assets in these countries. So it would mean that Vermont would have to invest again to make sure that these assets will bring revenue in the future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Myung-Moon Chung, and I'm going to talk about advantages of purchasing by a share transfer of Carman Real Estate. First advantage is that no tax will be imposed, unlike the method of purchasing the assets. And the second one is that you will not need to spend approximately 89 million euros for purchasing Max Holding this company. It's quite a lot of money, and if you choose this method, then you will save a lot of money, and I think that's very good.
Hello, my name is Alessia Parawan, and after my colleague presented you with the advantages to this purchase, I'm going to present the disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that you will be expected to spend more to this than to a purchase of real estate. The second disadvantage that you're gonna face is that you cannot sold this property immediately after you acquire it or integrate it into an asset structure of the Belmont Group. I think the disadvantages are also important because you need to know what are you facing when you're buying a property, and not only the good parts but also the bad parts. Thank you.
Hello, name is Stefan Djajic, and today I'll be talking about the advantages of purchasing Max Holding and Max 2. The first advantage is shared with the previous scenario. You still won't have to pay the Israeli tax on transfer of property. The second advantage is that you'll get immediate access to the assets of the company, whether you would like to sell them, integrate them into your own company, or generally do with them as you please. The third advantage is that the companies have made investments, which altogether amount to around 100% of their Hungarian subsidiary, and those investments will be transferred to you directly alongside with the companies upon the purchase. My colleague will explain the disadvantages of this option.
Hello, my name is Dr. Narnam, and today I'm going to present you the disadvantages of the current plan of buying two companies. First disadvantage is the possible disagreement over the price of the current owner, because Mrs. Levy wants to sell the hotel for 120 millions of euros. However, according to your information, the hotel is worth 89 millions max. So this might be a disadvantage one. Disadvantage two is buying extra property, because Mrs. Levy wants to sell property around the hotel with the hotel in the package. It's worth of 25 millions of euros. However, we can make a disadvantage into advantage because this property can make a profit to us. Thank you very much. MMA member team art introduction.
Hello, my name is Maria Clara Jananicis, and I am an associate here at the Yosefov & Partners law firm. Today, I'll be talking about future developments of the merger and acquisition process. In order to conclude this task successfully, we need to look at the upcoming tasks that need to be achieved. So, taking into consideration that there might be questions about this presentation, we will deliver a letter answering any further questions or doubts that you might have. In addition, we'll also include an engagement letter, and we will produce a letter of intent. This letter of intent has the objective to request access of the target company's data room. That is so because we need to analyze the documents provided in the data room in order to assess the structure of the target company's parental, sibling, and child-like relationships, the ownership shares information, and or any other further relevant documents to the process. And with the findings of this document, we will draft the first due diligence report. After having read the first due diligence report, you will decide whether you would like to acquire the companies or not. In case you decide that you would like to acquire the company, we will draft the contract of acquisition. And this contract of acquisition includes the warranties and guarantees that will be present in the sales and purchase agreement, and include the practical aspects of the findings. Finally, if the process goes smoothly, we will present you a final report with the entire process presented truly and comprehensive. Thank you very much for your time,